Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So yesterday's daily has left us with a pin bar, pretty much a hanging man in that situation because we had this previous green day and then we've got an indecision bar basically for the next day. The daily's not really leaving us much. I do have the levels in from yesterday still drawn in, but it doesn't look like they actually influenced price at all yesterday. So just get to the 4 hour. So you can see what has happened is we did get we can get our gap up. We'll get to the lower time frames now. But what basically has happened on the 4 hour is we broke through the alligator, we've come back, and it looks like we are testing that break. Okay, so technically this break, let me just delete all these levels so we can talk Bill Williams here. So breaking that alligator there, which is above the teeth, the red line, is a valid long entry. Okay, so we didn't quite break it with these two bars, but we definitely did break it. We had a close on this bar above it. So we're now pulling back. We've created two separate fractals. Your stop should still be below this fractal. Okay, so that's from a technical perspective. If you're trading the true Bull Williams, but that's 1,400 points. Obviously, that's not something that we want to do. So for me, the most logical thing at the moment is to wait and see what transpires. So let's go down to the 1 hour. So now if we start applying the Bull Williams theory on the hour, you can see exact same thing. So this fractal break here, let's move this line. So we didn't quite get it for those first 2 hours. Then we got this big, which could have been an exhaustion bar, because it basically went straight to, you can see there's inside tails, and there wouldn't be inside tails, but this one here would have been an inside tail because these are higher. They broke above it. That would have been the level. We came short, broke through, came, tested. So for me, yeah, as I said yesterday, this is the area that I was looking for a long. Alternatively, we'd be looking somewhere down here. Okay, this is where the previous breakout is. There, and then there. So we did pull back, but we haven't quite come into this zone. Okay, so I'm still waiting for a decent pullback into this zone. The question on my mind at the moment, though, is was this a break of the alligator, and has this come back to do a test? So has these 3 1 hours been a test of the alligator? Okay, then just moving down to the half hour, you can see the closing range strategy was pretty much null and void again, because we broke to the upside and we broke the downside, and then we moved. So, I haven't really been playing any of the open range or closing range at all. I've been looking at the bigger picture, looking at my levels and ascertaining what's going on from the levels. And you can see here, I mean, yesterday, the first 2 hours, well, this is what I wasn't trading this, but it would have stopped me out. Okay, so because I would have been looking for longs here as we broke through this above the alligator and we've broken through the 200 moving average. Now, big concern for me at the moment on the Aussie is we have a high there, we have a lower high there, but the oscillator is a higher high. And this was while price was moving down. It was just the sort of closing last 2 hours of trade that pushed price. Well, sorry, pushed the oscillator up like this. So this is continuation diversion. So I would expect us still to come and visit these levels, even potentially pull all the way down to close this gap, which would test this downward trend line. Okay, so that's kind of my bias at the moment, is I'm expecting more downside. if we do, I'm just going to pick the 3 hour here. Now, the 3 hour gives me a complete different picture. It is telling me that we've broken through the alligator. The alligator is starting to point up. Okay, the future of the alligator here is pointing up. The oscillator, the awesome oscillator, is above the zero. Okay, so I should be looking for fractional breaks to the upside to start looking for longs. Now, the US market was pretty much all over the place, but then they did rally towards the close and end up fairly strong. Now, 10 cent is sitting pretty at the moment. It's up almost 2%, although it was up yesterday and Nasdaq didn't rally with it, but Nasdaq finished down. But I suspect that would change, and the rand is 13.93, so there's no real change there. Asia is up at the moment. There is still a lot of political noise. Trump's still shouting and screaming trade war, trade war, trade war, and he's slapping tariffs on Apple and cutting subsidies for GM, and there's a whole lot of nonsense going on. So that could still affect it. But as I said earlier in the week, Cyber Monday is done. Those numbers are going to start filtering through, and you're going to find that the retailers will rally in the US for at least today, tomorrow. So for me, I'm already sitting long on the Dow, but I'd be looking for a long entry on the Aussie as well. So it's not here for me just yet. I want to see. Now, ideally, I'd like to see this gap close. I hate seeing gaps open right down the bottom here, but anyway, that may not happen. Okay, so awesome oscillator in the 4 hours also broken above the zero. The only thing that's concerning me is that the Williams percentage R is in overbought territory. That is the thing that is bugging me, because it is on the upper time frames and on the lower time frames. Okay, if we look at the 12 minute, you'll see we had a massive break up, and you would have thought, oh, this is going, and then we fell off, and then we gradually settled into a rhythm and broke down. And then the normal closing frenzy happened. So, yeah, I'm pretty much still in two minds here. My bias is for longs, but not from where we are now. I want to see us come off a level. Okay, so before we close off, let's just get some decent 4 hour levels here. So you can see that was the first level. We closed below it, 2 4 hour bars below it. So if I move down to the next one, we've closed with a 4 hour bar below it. So I need to look for the next level. And this pin bar here is the next level, followed by that one that's pretty close, and you can see it ties up almost with this swing low. Then we have that level, and then ultimately we have the gap closed. Okay, so in an ideal world, I'm looking for a pullback back to 45,168 or 49,168 or 49,119, or alternatively 44,969. Okay, so those are the levels to the downside that I would like to see us to tag, and that would give me an entry long. This gap does bug me, but obviously we need to break below. 44,900 for that gap to be even on the radar. Okay, so those are the levels that I'm looking for. If we do get down to these areas, then it's definitely looking for a long. And then the last thing that you need to look for, and remember I'm on the 30-minute right now, but that was, I can do it like that. That was the original trend, that's the second trend there. Okay, so we could just open flat, bounce down during the first half hour, and then which will bring the oscillator down, and then rally to the top. Okay, so just watch the low of yesterday. I strongly suspect that you will get some buyers coming in off the low. And the nice thing about this is you can put your stop below there. So that's a 320 point stop loss. So just put your stop below this level here. And if it does come and find some support here, I'd actually just pick up this tail here. Yeah, if you do see sort of on the 12-minute, you start seeing some bullish action here, it'll be worth it to take a shot at it long with the stop below this bar here. Okay, so that's kind of my view on this for now. And because that's what I see. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.